clunk, the unclicking of my Astros. That at this point I think is a staple of my commentary stats. Apologies, I am late. I was caught up in being on stream with Blue Fox and Flecky whilst he was having a natter, getting ready for the evening's proceedings. But good evening, we're back, I'm back, we're back. All that fun stuff for round 3 of the DSL. I've gone 3 minutes late, that pisses me off. But we're back, regardless of me being late, for round 3. Round 3? Round 3, I think it is, of the DSL Season 3 Racing League. I'm your host and commentator for the evening, Hanson46, the man, the myth, the fucking idiot. That is going to guide you throughout this glorious evening's proceedings. It's Imola. It's a great little circuit. It should be fun. It should be fun. It should be good. The racing should be good, touch wood. And it should be clean, hard, fair racing up and down the field. The grid is full of good drivers, as we've seen throughout this season thus far. Some good racing, some dubious racing, some crashes, some smashes, all of the above. Luckily, Imola has the barricades a little bit further back than what Baku did last Wednesday. Baku was very much being smaku Baku. Some cars finding the barricade. Some carbon fibre was flung around. And let's not forget James Mason hitting the barricade so hard he got teleported into a new realm, I think, after his crash last week. So I hope James is in racing tonight and is feeling a little bit better than what he was last Wednesday. Even to you, Miss Legacy, hope you're doing all righty. All that funky good stuff. So we're sat in the lobby. What is 25 to is what it is. We usually get off going at about 7:45. So a good 10 minutes of me blabbing before the racing gets underway. For those that are new here, short qualifying, followed by a sprint and a feature race. As you can see bottom left of my screen, 11 laps for the first race, 32 laps for the second, and it's a there we go. I'm 5 minutes in and already I can't speak. It's a reverse grid for the second race, so after the sprint, we'll be back into the lobby, get the grid organised, all that good stuff, and then back for the second race of the evening turbo. Hope you're well, matey, and more important, and also hope James is feeling better than what he was last week, buddy, and if he's not, send him my regards. But he's in the lobby, lovely stuff, love that. He's back in with us, hopefully back up to full fitness, as the flu has been doing its rounds in the UK over the last few weeks. I got some flu, some of my friends have caught the flu. It's been nailing everybody, is what it's been doing. So hopefully James is feeling back well, up to full fitness, all that good stuff. So we are missing a couple of drivers from the usual grid that you'll see on a Wednesday evening. AJ is currently out enjoying his glorious self with some friends. So hope he's having a phenomenal time with the company he is keeping. I think VXR is missing tonight as well. So we've got a couple of reserves in for the evening, which is always exciting. Some new faces and some familiar faces nonetheless. We've got Flecky in the Mercedes-Benz, swapped out one moderator for the other moderator as Blue Fox tonight, and Snacks, the Flying Dutchman, in the Alpha Turi, which for all that have been around myself and Blue Fox on our side of things, Snacks is absolutely rapid. So he's in with us tonight. First Agent is back on the grid as well after missing last week's race due to being on holiday, which I do know he has had a cracking time away with the family. Has some good food, some good times, and some good R&R. All of that funky stuff. So it should be a good one. Should be a good one too. Back to himself, except he stacked his bike. A few grizz on the hand. Oh no! Stacked his back. Well, hopefully his driving talents on circuit are better than his pedaling talents, Turbo. Get that boy some stabilizers. Goodness gracious me, crashing his bike at his age. Getting some stabilizers back on that bike. Hope the hands are okay though, all joking aside, of course. Hope the hands are alrighty, and his rig isn't going to be too punishing upon the racing proceedings. Evening Wonkini Gaming, Wonkini Gym, whatever you want me to call you. Hope you're well, matey. Hope you are all good. I'm excited for the evening's proceedings. Can't wait to see these guys back on circuit. Last week was a very good race in the first race and the second race. If I recall correctly, actually, we had a race to the line for the second race of the evening. I think Stealth took it at the end by something that's like 0.046. It was the most minute of gaps for P1 and P2 at Baku last week. Naturally, that big long straight down into turn 1, the toe and the DRS very much favouring the car behind. So, I can't imagine we'll get that tonight, given the nature of the circuit. But the nature of the circuit always prompts a very good, hard racing. Call me a bellend if you want, I don't mind. There we go. One skinny bellend is the way forward for the evening's proceedings then. No worries, buddy. I will absolutely stick to that throughout the night. And what I'm going to do, chat, whilst you are here, is I'm going to try not swear as much tonight. Me and AJ watched the VOD back last week, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit unhinged, is what I was. I'd had far too much caffeine. My brain was running at 1,000 miles an hour. And it was a little bit uncouthed last Wednesday on commentary. And if that's what you all enjoy, if you all enjoy that kind of commentary, that little bit of a, unhinged kind of commentary, a little bit cussy here and there, by all means, we'll not filter out the brain and we'll go again like we was last week. But I'm going to try my best tonight to maybe not cuss as much throughout the evenings racing. The fact of the matter is, A, it's not my channel, it's Senna's channel. B, the audience that may come in to and from the chat may be of an age where, swearing and all that malarkey isn't something that they are used to hearing. So I'm going to try not be more PG, but just try to be a little less cussy. No promises. I get excited. I can't help it. I like racing. I like Formula 1. More importantly, I enjoy what we do here on a Wednesday. So I'm making no promises and making no guarantees. What I'm going to try to do is not bring my auntie into it, because last week, for some ungodly reason, whilst I was on board some cars, I made a horrendous joke about my auntie. So I'm going to try my best tonight to not make an anti-joke whilst I'm watching cars on circuit. Again, no promises. Alrighty? No. We pray for the rain. That'd be a very good little tease. That'd be very tasty if there is some rain throughout either in short qualifying, the sprint, or the feature. If anything, I'd rather have rain in the main race, not the sprint. I'd much rather have the longer race have a little bit of wet stuff, a little bit of moisture. It is looking very dry though. As soon as we load into the evening, Mr. Curly, hope you're well, matey. Hope you are all good on this Wednesday evening. And the day's been alrighty, all that good stuff. All the funky stuff. So before I forget, let me bring up some gizmos. No one cares about tyres. It's qualifying, but they're all going to be on softs. Is what they're going to be. So we'll bring up with that. We'll bring up the track map, the full track map. Yes, we will. Lovely stuff. Then we'll get that off. So we've got enough. I cannot speak. I cannot English right now. Is what we will do. Well, although we are in the lobby, it says rain in the feature, so I may be able to do something about that. Ooh, a little bit of rain, possibly for the chaps to contact with. I am all good, Curtly. I am all funky, mate. It has been a long week, as I mentioned in the Discord, which I will mention briefly. Don't want to go on about it too much, because man is not really an emotional kind of person, all that malarkey, but I do appreciate the drivers in Senna's Discord being respectful to my request earlier. Hopefully it wasn't, it wasn't too blunt, it wasn't too arsey, But man was going to be honest with you all because we're all grown-ups here. So I appreciate the drivers in the Discord hearing my words, hearing what I had to say, and respecting that also after I said what was needed. Huge kudos to you all, and a massive thank you for all understanding that I have had a doozy of a week. And what I don't need tonight is some drama. Let's have fun. Let's get at it. Let's get some good racing in, some hard racing, some fair racing, Aston Martin safety car, all of that malarkey. So cars on circuit. So we've got Turbo currently coming out of the pit exit. Sterling as well. I'm going to leave Sterling alone, is what I'm going to do, because last week I felt guilty as sin. I hopped on board with him twice, and twice he crashed. So I'm going to leave Sterling alone this evening. What I'm going to do, though, is because we've got a returning face. He missed last week's racing due to work commitments and being a little bit late home from said work commitments. The man that I'm going to watch and get on board with straight away is the man, the myth, the legend, the owner of the Discord and the league you are currently watching, Mr. TSL Senna. Absolutely in the Red Bull. Because, buddy, if you thought I was going to just let you go under the radar after not having you there last week, you was extremely wrong. Is what you are. So we are on board, Senna, coming into Sector 3, into the final pass of the lap, on his out lap, obviously, to then start his first flying lap of the evening. Let's get rid of all the hood. Let's give the Red Bull a full screen. The best car on the grid, the best looking car on the field. Absolutely. I'm not biased. I'm not a Red Bull fan. You can't, I'm just saying, it is a very pretty car. Speaking of pretty, this lap's looking tidy thus far, though. Into turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the very tricky Sector 1. I must say, you can very much lose your entire lap throughout the first two corners. Nibble too much curb on turn 1, you're going to get a big wash of oversteer. Nibble too much curb in turn 2, you're going to get wash of understeer. And there is gravel to be had on your right hand side, and track limits. Let's not forget track limits. Or in too deep goes Senna, get a little bit squabbly upon the braking and the mid corner, but keeps it maintained nonetheless. A little bit of traffic in front. Hopefully that car gets out of the way. The Alfa Romeo gets out of the Red Bull's way as he's on a flyer, unless the Alfa Romeo is on a lap as well, which at that point the car in front doesn't have to get out your way. If the car in front's on a lap and the car behind's on a lap, tough shot fortunately. He's got out of the way very late, but better late than never. I'm not too sure if he got out of the way there or just crashed, to be honest with you, but nevertheless, across the line goes Senna. Time there to be had for the boss man, that is for certain. Void has DNF'd somewhere on the field. The McLaren has very much put it into the wall, I think. Or is that a DNF on circuit? His car is still moving, I think. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I digress. DNF from Void 8547. GG's to that car getting out of the way of the Mercedes-Benz coming flying through as we are on board Blue Fox. Into a little bit wide there. Track time deleted. Track limits through there. Very punishing. And a very hard corner as well. For all of those that have driven Emilia in F1 cars or in GT cars, that corner is very tricky. If you run no ABS, more so. Getting the fronts and more so on this game, the rear tyres, not having a lockup through there is very much a hard task to have throughout the evening. Because it's such a... You get the car thrown in so quickly, but they have to get on their brakes, and you have to get the car back in a straight line after the apex, get on their brakes, get the braking done before you turn in to minimise how much you lock the fronts and lock the rears. But anyway, we've got cars up and down the field, all setting good lap times. Snacks currently P1, Stealth P2, setting a very healthy time, both in the 115s. Flecky looking tasty in P3 in the 116.794. Maybe some more time to find for him in the dying stages of the short qualifying once the circuit gets rubbered in. All of that funky good stuff. So we've got cars coming back into the pit lane as they get on some new tyres, go back out for a second dabble on circuit. I think Turbo is currently on an in lap. Yes, he is. That battery very much depleted. In the Williams, the AlphaTauri going into pit lane as well. Purple J coming flying out the pit lane in the second Red Bull, so we'll keep on board, I think, Mr. Purple J. As King taking an off-road choice there into the gravel trap, wanting to get that four-wheel drive engaged in the Haas. Oh, Kingy, easy, Tiger! Just because the lap's finished, don't mean you can just let go of the steering wheel, big man. Get thy hands back on the rig. Got all the hard work done getting through the lap, then almost binned it on the straight. Fancy that. He can get through the entire lap just fine, but can't keep it in a straight line upon when it's finished. Never mind. Reading on an outlap in the Williams, so we'll keep on board. Reading for the time being, let the game take us away once it catches up. There he is, coming flying through. Getting as much heat into that soft compound tyre. In the short qualifying, I think it's 18 minutes, I believe it is, for the short qualifying that we hold. I say we, that they hold. In the DSL, man is only a commentator, nothing more, nothing less. When I turn up on a Wednesday, which all the team do a sterling job to get all the things organised and set up for the lads to enjoy every Wednesday. Looking as tidy as ever through turn 1, 2 and 3. Kudos to that car there getting out of the way of the faster cars behind, getting down the gears nicely, getting the car rotated in nicely as well. Purple sector 1 for Reading. I hope that is true, but as we all know, this game can be a little bit funny sometimes. And we'll yeet out purple sectors for every Tom, Dick and Harry. Don't ask me who Tom, Dick or Harry is, I do not know, but I digress. Reading purple sector 1 apparently. Into sector 2, getting on the brakes nicely, off the brakes very nicely indeed, nibbling that apex, lovely stuff. From Mr. Reading, currently sat P13, not set a lap down. Oh, misses that apex by 3 postcodes though. Going to be very much compromising that lap. Is what that is going to be doing. Kurt Misho sat P11 in the McLaren, a little bit out of position there. I would say for himself a 141.118. He must be going round in reverse to be setting a lap time of almost 2 minutes around the Imola circuit. But no doubt either made a mistake on his first lap, boxed, got on a fresh set of tyres, and he's going to be going again to throw his hand again into the top 3 positions on the grid, hopefully. So we will keep on board, actually, is what we'll do. Of the McLaren, we'll take off the hood. We'll give you all a full screen of the car. And we'll have our first full lap of the evening on board, atop of the Halo, as he comes barreling into turn 1, 50 metre board, get the car slowed down, rotating for the first corner. Oh, again, as I mentioned earlier, turn 1, it's a fucker. It really is. The car gets so unsettled with how much, if you take too much curb up on the entry, then the mid-corner becomes so hard, because the car is unsettled, the rears, it's just loosey-goosey, and then the lap time just completely is quashed there, and it's such a hard lap to regain back after you lose it throughout Sector 1, which I'm sure all the drivers will wholeheartedly agree. This circuit is very much a case of, if you nail Sector 1, you'll probably get through the rest of the lap quite alrighty, but you can lose your lap time entirely through turn 1, 2, 3, 4 at Imola. So Kurt Mistro turning off the battery, getting it recouped, keeping the tyres nice and fresh for a second double of his flying lap. Up the field we're going to go though, as he preps for a second lap. Flecky coming barreling into sector 3. I can't recall the name of these 2 corners, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, because I'll butcher it, is what I'll do. So we'll just leave it as the final 2 corners, is what we'll do. I'm sure if there's any F1 nerds in the chat, you'll let me know what the final 2 corners are of this circuit. I know it's got a fancy little flamboyant name, since it is Italian. It's got a very nice flamboyant name, but my little northern self cannot pronounce that at all. I can barely pronounce English words, let alone something in Italian. So we'll keep that away. And I'm sure at some point tonight somebody will let me know what the final two corners are called. Through Sector 3, flicking the 116s, lovely stuff from you there, sir. I think Stealth is currently on a lap in the Aston Martin, so we'll keep on board him real quick into turn 4 and 5. I think it is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 and 5. Look at me, my maths is good. I can count very well. Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. I can count to 5. Look at me go. As he gets that car rotated nicely, holding 5th through there. Very interesting indeed. Gets the car as wide as you can, to get the entry to that corner as opened up as you possibly can do, to get the car as straight as you can onto the brake track limits, so taking that curb like a greedy so-and-so. Yeeting that Aston Martin over the inside curb there. That is going to rumble your spine if you are doing that in real life, as we saw a few years ago. I think it was it last year? I believe it was. Charles losing the Ferrari, taking too much curb upon the entry there. We've got Snacks on a in-lap. I think 40% of his ERS currently sat there. We'll keep on board for the dying stage of his lap, see if he is on an in-lap or he's on a flyer. No doubt I'll be able to tell upon how he is driving. Nope, he's on, on an in-lap. He's Snacks, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, matey, playing with the gears, letting me know. Lovely stuff from the Flying Dutchman. A strong circuit as well tonight for Snacks, which he mentioned earlier, which I think most circuits for Snacks are a strong circuit, but tonight he very much is a fan of this Grand Prix. So I can bet my diamond last dollar that Snacks will be flying tonight around this circuit. But a lot of the guys are looking very racy. Indeed, sending now P3 in the 116s, a 16.3. Blue Fox not far behind, a 16.4. Flecky, the teammate of said Blue Fox, in the 16.7s as well. Lovely stuff. So let's try to get a full lap here with a car without a track limit infringement, as we're on board One Kidney Jim into turn 1. Well done to the Williams there, getting out of the way, letting the car through. Love that from you. Drivers showing a little bit of knowledge and common sense with the traffic behind them. Things you love to see. Into turn 4, turn 5. Lovely stuff from One Kidney Jim. Has found a nice little bit of pace over the first 3 rounds. Not so much at Baku, which he has said himself that it wasn't his best performance. But he was very good at Australia, so let's see if he can carry that kind of pace that he had into this evening's race. Racers, I should say. We are blessed with 2 races this evening, sprint and a feature race. Looking tidy through Sector 2 into the chicane of pain. Don't want to take too much cable on the inside. Get the car rotated for the second part of the corner. Lovely stuff there from you, sir. Looking tired. What are you doing there, McLaren? Get off the grass, forehead. It's not a lawnmower, it's an F1 car. Into the second to last corner. Get the car slowed down. Lovely. Now rotate it around. The tyres are going to be on fire. Battery being dumped as he comes flying across the line. Shortest run to the line, I should say. A 118.2 fourth. I think that is slower than his first attempt. Yes, it is, by almost a second. So not hooking up that lap time as much as what he would have liked. But if anything, I think he's done me dirty here as One Kidney Jim. I think that first lap was a warm-up lap. I think he's pushing it now, I think, on his second dabble in the Alpine. But unfortunately, it is the Alpine. And for all of you that do know me, know that Alpine are not a fan of Hanson 46. I do not like the team that is the Alpine. So we're going to get off board the Alpines real quick. That's enough camera time for you, a monsieur in the blue and pink racing machine. We'll get on board Sterling. This currently got a red track map, so track limit's been breached is what I should be saying, but I think he's about to start a flyer now. He's Sterling in the Aston Martin, so let's take off the hood. Let's give us the good stuff. Let's have the game. give us some good camera angles as he goes flying through turn 1 and turn 2, hooking that up very nicely indeed. Into turn 4, turn 5, getting on the brakes nicely, getting the car rotated as well. Lovely stuff from Sterling as always, looking neat and tidy. Into second gear, short shift to third, minimise the traction at the rear. The exit there is a very, very hard little exit. Catches out a lot of drivers. A to start, the corner is slightly off camber, but the exit is uphill. So the rears are always going to be a little bit unsettled there. Get the foot down too early, you are going to be spun right round, baby. Look at that Red Bull, glorious. But anyway, back to Sterling as he comes into the chicane. There it is again, that Red Bull. Hoo hoo, yummy yummy in my tummy. The Aston Martin though of Sterling, looking very neat and tidy throughout his lap thus far. Into the final 2 corners he comes, nibbles that apex nicely, gets the car rotated for the second corner very nicely indeed, exceeding the track limits as much as he dares, without the FIA yeeting his track time off the board, off the timesheet. That puts him PA a 116.528 tidy lap from little old Sterling. Don't mind that at all. I think a lot of the drivers tonight are going to be in that 116 to 115 kind of range within the top 10. I can't imagine much is going to separate most of the grid up and down the field. So we've got cars on circuit in the dying stages. I think we've got a Blue Fox. I think either on a lap, I'm going to assume he is, given that there is 7 seconds left of the short qualifying session. So we will keep on board the Mercedes-Benz of Blue Fox, see how he does throughout the remainder of this lap. In fact, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to take off the hood, all that good stuff, let the game do it. Once I take off my hoodie, because I am already really, really warm. Oh, there we go, lovely stuff. Oh, invalidation from Mr. Blue Fox in the dying stages of the short qualifying. He's going to be kicking himself on his stream, is what he is going to be doing. He's going to be saying many curse words in his head after getting that lap time deleted, removed, due to exceeding track limit. I think Kurt Maestro is going to be on a flyer. Maybe very much looks like he's on a flyer. No, he is not. Never mind. Not on a lap is Kurt Maestro, so I think the only car on circuit right now. No, Turbo is not on a lap either. He's currently on an in-lap. So I think the entire grid has taken the checkered flag. So short qualifying has been done. That 18 minutes has flown by in a jiffy. James Mason's at P17, not get the lap time put down for his little self. Things you don't like to see. Is a very talented young man not getting a lap on board. I assume that was a little bit of traffic upon the lap, mate. I think you don't love to see it. As I mentioned a little earlier in Discord, get it clicked, all that good stuff. Go through the proceedings on that malarkey. Let the stewards do their job. If you was impeded upon a qualifying lap. But let's not forget, as I mentioned earlier, if the car in front is on a flying lap themselves, they're not under any liberty to get out your way if you're on a lap behind. But if that's not the case, I'm happy you got the clip, all that malarkey, all that good stuff. That is what you need. So snacks, top of the timesheets, P1 115.026 stealth. Not that far adrift. Neither is Kurt Maestro. Eventually hooked a lap up. Did Mr. Kurt Maestro? Love that from you, sir. P3 17.5. Senna Fresh Agent, Blue Fox Flecky, Sterling R. Simpson in the second in the McLaren. One Kenny Jim, all making up the rest of the evening, well, the rest of the top 10 proceedings for the first race of the night. All the lads looking very neat and tidy in the top 10, I must say. Not much separating all of the guys from P10 up to P1, but more so from P1 down to what? P5? Very much separated by next to nothingness. Love that from all the guys Lovely stuff. Evening, Santa matey. Hope you're well. Hope you and the missus are all good. Forgot I was streaming vouchers. Vouchers. Imagine. Imagine. He's got me here for one reason. And one reason only. On a Wednesday evening, which is to give his channel, his racing league, a little bit of commentary. And this man's forgotten about me. Is what he's done. Tut, tut, tut. You'll be hearing from my legal team. After this evening is what you will be. Unbelievable. Can't be having that. That is... Oh, unforgivable. Is what that is. Unforgivable. Can't believe it. As is mentioned in chat, we go at 8 minutes past. Because, God forbid, you round it off to 10 past. Like a normal human being, let's give it a 2-minute deficit. Let's go at 8 minutes past. Because we're funky over at the DSL side of the racing stuff. Fair enough. We go at 8 minutes past for the first race of the evening. Turn 1 here is always a giggle. It is tight. It is narrow. And very much turn 1, turn 2 here. Half of it is the launch you get off the line, the run you get into turn 1. The second half of it is trusting drivers to just maybe yield. All that stuff. We put some swaz on it. Top bins! Unbelievable. As my lungs almost give out. As Kelty says, it would not be an F1 stream on a Wednesday without absolutely rambling on about some spectators. As we last Wednesday, we didn't have any at Baku. We had one. We had one poor race engineer that was stuck. So, but tonight we've got some spectators. So let's have a nosy at some spectators. Unfortunately, a lot of them have like half their body kind of half cut off. All we can see is the heads and the arms. Very much looking like Wii characters. Is what they are doing. There's arms flailing everywhere. Apart from the marshals. The marshals are either extremely tall or the rest of the spectators are sat down. So they look a little bit shorter. One of the two. But the marshals upon like behind the DHL signs, they look massive, gigantic. And we've got marshals to the right and no engineers to look at either. Snack's got 4 streams at the moment. He's Snacksy Boy. Love that commitment from you, good sir. Watching Senna, Blue, and this one. Love that, matey. That is top tier stuff. Commitment to the cause is what that is. Things you love to see. Things that you definitely love to see. And the question is, do I take a toilet break now, or do I wait until after the first race? I'm not too sure. In fact, you know what? We're going to stick it out. I'm going to trust my bladder, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trust the fact that I can maintain, not we, myself, for at least 11 laps of a Grand Prix. Is what we will do. So I'll sit back, relax, get a drink, get some popcorn, all that good stuff, some snacks, no pun intended. And get ready for 2 what should be very good races around a very good circuit, a very quick circuit, and a very narrow circuit. Let's not forget the nature of this circuit. It is very narrow. There's not many places to get an overtake made. Not much room to be had, but there's a lot of runoff for drivers to take to. So all drivers involved, let's be cautious into turn 1. No heroics into turn 1, as we saw over the weekend by Mr. Sergio Perez. You can't win a race lap 1, turn 1, but you can definitely lose it, that's for certain. So, turn 1, let's be wary, let's be smart about how we approach. Into turn 1, 2, and 3. It's narrow, it's windy, it's tight. Evening, Sterling mate. I hope you're well, Chief. Hope you are all good in the hood. all the fun stuff. And I hope you appreciate the fact that I left you alone during this qualifying session. I thought after Baku, after I purposely got on board with you because I know that you don't like it and you crashed, I thought, you know what? I'm going to leave him be tonight, is what I'll do. I'll leave you. Formation is off. Thank you. No worries, matey. Thank you for the pre-warning. I'll take a quick drink real quick before this racing gets underway because my voice is going to take an absolute baggering. Lovely stuff. So no formation lap, which means 4 lights, 5 lights, and forever the delayed start of F1 23 as we've got lights out of the way because that's getting a little bit of a rocky start, but getting the traction down very nicely indeed. In the McLaren of Kurt Maestro looking to make a move as well. Camera angle, catch up, buddy, into turn 1, there you come. Nibble the apex, nice little look at that picture. The car's coming through wheel to wheel, neck and neck. Love that from all the drivers involved. That looked absolutely phenomenal. That looked professional. And that is one thing you are all not. Is a fucking professional, I'll tell you that much. But the car's getting away nice. Oh, someone in the gravel there, in the back of the field. Not too sure which car that was, but I digress. That's getting away nicely. 6 tenths up the road. The minute Stealth currently looking to chase him down. Lap 1 of lap 11 of the first race of the evening, the sprint race. As we've got a Ferrari at the back of the grid. I think it is a little bit of contact made throughout a couple of the drivers through turn 1, 2, 3 and 4. Naturally so. It's a very tight circuit as we've mentioned. Sometimes, mate, sometimes contact is inevitable. It's going to happen with or without your content, but the leaders have got away very nicely indeed. Into sector 3, Snacks goes on the medium tyres. In fact, let me get up some gizmos real quick. Let me get up some good stuff. All of the good stuff. What tyres are we on? All our mediums, of course we are. Stops, not yet. We'll wait to see how that pans out. If any of the drivers have to pit for any wing changes. All that malarkey. All looking good though. Up and down the field. No nose has been taken off. I wish I could take my nose off. I'll tell you that much. It's like a fucking beak. But anyway, enough about my big nose. Back to the Formula 1 car. Snacks looking healthy in P1. Stealth P2. Kurt Maestro got a very good race start, but yielded a little bit of space into turn 1. Rightly so. The smart thing to do is if the move's not there, don't make it. Live to fight another day. Let's not kill yourself into turn 1. Good thing from Kurt Maestro there. Getting in behind. Tucking in behind nicely of the cars in front. And away he goes. And a P4. Fresh agent P5. Absolutely all VSC question mark. Who's done that? I think we've got some debris on circuit, I would assume, because there's no DNFs from anybody on the grid. Look at that Red Bull, yummy, yummy. Anyway, James Mason P12, Del Boy P13, King up 1 P14, Turbo down 4, losing out a little bit. Where are you going, sir? Oh, never mind, he's missing his front wang. Is what Turbo's doing. That would explain the VSC, a little bit of debris on circuit somewhere throughout the sectors. Void sat in P16 in the Alfa Romeo, and Redding in P17. Has he got any little bit of damage as Redding? Catch up camera, come on. I would like to see the front of the car. The front of the car. The front of the car. There he goes. End plate's missing. No, it's not. Redding's car is looking all healthy. So we'll get back up the field to wait for the VSC to finish. Make sure all the lads are holding true to their delta. Let's not see no drive-through penalties because you all can't read the bright green numbers top right of your screen. Oh, this is a very long VSC. There we go. VSC is now ended. Snacks getting that VSC to end in a very nice spot on circuit into the hairpin, and then on the exit is finished. So Stealth got caught not napping, but just where the delta deficit kind of pings you here and there. Snacks has got off a little bit lightly there. A few tenths up the road, but Stealth has very good race pace in the Aston Martin, so we'll keep an eye on that for the next few laps of this race. And now P4, Fresh Agent, almost said his name there on stream, which he hates. P5 on the back of the boss man in the Ferrari Home Grand Prix for the Ferrari team, the Scarlet Red. Scuderia Ferraris, Mamma Mia, Pizza Pizza, Pasta Pasta, all the Italian stuff that we all love to eat. Don't say you don't, because I know you do. Sat P5, Blue Fox P60, taking the shortest route to the line. Under a little bit of pressure though from R. Simpson, with the DRS going to be enabled now. Yes, it is. Dumping the battery into turn one. Not quite close to get that move made, but going to tuck in regardless. Dig in. See how close he can get to make a move on the car in the front. Speaking of making moves, Flecky and 1KND had a little bit of a ding dong into turn 1, 2, and 3. Love this from you two. Love this stuff. Let's keep on board this real quick, as Flecky going to be on the back of 1KND into the hairpin. We'll get him back on board his car real quick. Just a quick question, chat. Would you rather have the grid on the left-hand side always there? Or would you rather me turn it off like that? So you have a full screen, but you don't have the grid there. Now granted, if that's not there, it makes it hard for me to kind of work out where the gaps are, which is why the grid is sat there on the left-hand side of my monitor, so I can monitor the gaps between the drivers and who's battling it out, duking it out on circuit. But also, on the other side of the coin, you get a full screen of racing. If I turn it off, let me know in chat, for all those that are not racing and just watching, what you would rather prefer to see. If you want it kind of taken off and taken away whilst cars are on circuit, and then I'll just fluctuate and just look up and down the field here and there the best I can do. DRS now enabled for Flecky. No battery to play with, but doesn't need the battery down the inside. He goes, get out DRS'd, bussy. Into turn 1 goes Flexter. Love that from you. So move being made very cleanly. Absolutely cleanly from Flecky. Never going to be a dirty move from this man. Oh, 1KND in there, almost in the gearbox of the Mercedes-Benz. Oh, onto the gravel as well, dipping a toe into the stony stuff. Getting that Alpine a little bit dirty. Getting some dust kicked up into his face. Let's have a look real quick on the deltas. Let's see where some of the cars are. James Mason P11 looking to maintain a little bit of a recovery drive here after a little bit of a bad qualifying. I think he got impeded during qualifying, couldn't set a lap time in, but looking now to regain some positions, get up the field, and make the most of this very good start he's had already, up 6 positions. His little old James Mason. Hopefully he can drive an F1 car better than he can drive, well, better than he can ride a bicycle. As we found out earlier, he's had a little bit of an off on his bike in the last week or so. Got some sore hands, but looking to not be hindered by the sore hands tonight, it seems. As he's currently sat P11, DRS going to be enabled for him. Walking in, going down the inside now. Flecky very much caught like a sitting duck with no battery to defend with, as he has absolutely dumped the 10 balls of shit out of his DRS. Lap 6 of lap 11, will that come to bite him in the ass in the dynasties of this first race? Up the field I go real quick, as we've got some juicy stuff going up here. Further up the field, fresh edge on the back of Sterling into sector 2. Yep, sector 2, lovely stuff. Oh, track limits there going to be tight, as Redding gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding those track limits. Oh, a big snap mid-corner and on the exit there, as I mentioned earlier, very awkward corner to get the car slowed down, rotated in, but then to get back on their power because the exit is off camber, slightly uphill. It throws the car off massively if you get that exit a little bit wrong and a little bit shaky. Fresh agent there get a little bit loosey-goosey throughout 2 apexes, but on the back of Sterling regardless. Some battery to play with. DRS going to be in his favour also, so very much an overtaking opportunity for the Scarlet Red Ferrari. There goes the Aston Martin. See you later, Chief. See you later, buddy. Into turn 1 he goes. That move being made very easily and long before the apex. Lovely stuff from you, Sir. R. Simpson in the McLaren, currently up 3 positions. In P6 on the back of the Mercedes-Benz of Mr. Blue Fox, who is hounding the gearbox of the Red Bull in front, I must say. Looking very racy is the Ginger Behemoth in the Mercedes-Benz. Yes, I called him that. And will he enjoy it? No, he won't. Will I hear about it later on? No doubt I will. Will he call me a twat? Absolutely, but it doesn't matter because we're here for a good time, a fun time, and a long time. P5 for Blue Fox, currently trying to hunt down the Red Bull. In front, things that we have all loved to see as Formula 1 fans is the battles on circuit between the Red Bull and the Mercedes-Benz outfit. Throughout the last few seasons, not so much this season, Max has been very much dominant throughout the entire year, so there's not much been a fight to be had. Oh hello, where have you come from, you little Miggs Simpson? Has very much just snuck up on the back of the Mercedes-Benz, dump his own battery, get in the DRS, and off he goes. Scooting on by into turn 1, the little bugger. Didn't see him coming, but looking racy as ever in that McLaren. Lovely stuff from you, sir. Being very clean throughout the last lap, getting that gap pulled back as much as you can. Oh, 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Where's he gone? Redding's opted for an escape road somewhere to pick up that level of a time penalty for a track limit infringement. 10 seconds. Speaking of track limit infringement, Stealthy Boy has got one for himself as well. Let's pick up some penalties. Let's call out some drivers for what they've been getting wrong thus far in the first race. Still holding a 3-second time penalty, which is going to very much quash the race win in the first race of the evening, because Snacks is going to be on his ass. Oh, big snap though from Snacksy Boy in the Alpha Tauri, getting that car all kind of out of shape. That's a wrist breaker if I've ever seen one. Very much going to compromise him now to the McLaren behind. Kurt Mitchell getting the good run into turn 1, but Snacks is not going to go out dying and wishing. Oh, almost sending it into turn 1, almost licked that stamp and yeeted it into turn 1. Getting out of it though, respectfully so. That move not there to be made, making sure Kurt Mustro maintained racing room for himself. Let's not be forcing cars off the circuit into turn 1 apexes. That is not what we want to see into turn 1, which is going to be very much the case of your best overtaking opportunity is going to be turn 1 around here, unless you've got balls of steel and you've got a chance somewhere on the grid. But I digress. Back down the field I'm going to go. Now we've got the red Ferrari of Fresh Agent on the back of Blue Fox into Sector 2 and into Sector 3. These two guys come barreling into the chicane as we will keep on board the Ferrari for the minute, as he's going to be very much in DRS range. Both cars going to be harvesting a little bit of battery here as well. The blue light flashing for Blue Fox. No doubt Agent's battery life is flashing as well. Currently sat on 19%. But that is going to be well and truly enough. Excuse me, as my voice is trying to give out already. 10 laps into the first race. Round the outside he goes. The DRS enabled. The tow here is mega. We've got a Sterling now looking to get involved into the fray. Lovely stuff from you, Sterling, as well. Just reel himself back into the battle for P7. But as we mentioned earlier, some drivers carrying some time penalties. 3 seconds for Blue Fox. So Sterling really, realistically hasn't got to make any drastic moves, not take too many risks. Sat in P8, he'll gain that P7 just by proxy of Blue Fox holding that 3 second time penalty that will be served at the end of the race. Our Simpson going to be on back of the boss man though in the McLaren. We'll keep on board this real quick. Don't you all worry, my eyes are watching. Oh, Sterling! Just sung the praises of him having no time penalties as he picks up a 3 second time penalty of his own, which is going to very much nullify the battle now for P7 and P8. But as I watch the deltas, James Mason is slowly creeping onto the back of Sterling in P8. Look at the tow here, the overspeed is absolutely outlandish at this Grand Prix. Oh, not quite close enough though to get that move made and sent. The wiser choice there from Mr. R. Simpson. Backing out of that move, maintaining the tow into turn 1, pulling the car A little bit further. Oh, Simpson now, time penalty. These are going to be brutal tonight, it seems, for the lads up and down the field. Look at how there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers out of 17, all carrying time penalties. So Senna now, realistically, last lap of the first race of the evening, just defends like a lion. Jobs are good, and up the field we go. As it is the last lap, it is very much racing etiquette to at least watch the race leader come across the line upon the race finishes. So stealth P1, but 3-second time penalty going to fall back down to P3. As Kurt Maestro takes now P2 as, well, there we go. Snacks P1, time penalty not for him. Maintains the healthy gap behind. Kurt Maestro keeps P2, stealth drops down to P3 after the 3-second time penalty is applied. So now P4, Simpson P5, James Mason slingshot himself up the field there with the penalties to play for with the guys in front. Let's see how many. Look at that, 11 positions for James Mason. A godly drive from you, sir, after the qualifying proceedings not being in favour of yourself. That is a phenomenal drive from you, young man, to get up into the points and to catch P6, lovely stuff from you. Agent P7, Blue Fox P8, Sterling P9, One Kinney Jim P10, Doughboy, Purple J, Kingy, Flecky 3, 2, 1, Void, Turbo, and Redding, making up the rest of the field in this first race. One Kinney Gaming, start at P10, finish P10. Consistency is key, my guy. Can't lose what you've not already gained, sir. And you've had it there and then kept it there throughout the entire evening. Lovely stuff. Points, matey, nonetheless. Driver of the day, absolutely. In the first race of the night, James Mason making up a handy handful of positions there. P17 to P6. Lovely stuff there from you, young man. Great drive. So Snats get Maestro, Mr. Stealth making up your podium positions. Senna, R. Simpson, James Mason. Great drive from you, as you've already mentioned. First Agent, Blue Fox Sterling, and One Kidney Jim making up the rest of the top 10 proceedings. Love that from you all. Clean racing throughout the entire night thus far, and good hard racing. And lap 1 was extremely clean. So GG's to all drivers involved there. Turn 1, 2, and 3, mwah, bellissimo. Looked very professional from you all, seeing all the cars funnel through turn 1, 2. Side by side, neck and neck, without any major contact being made. Naturally so, a driver here and there will lose out a little bit, lose a front wing, lose an end plate. You know, it's racing, it's going to happen. But for the utmost and the majority, the racing there was good throughout the first and second lap of the sprint race. So GG's to all drivers involved, up and down the grid. Love that from you all. Oh dear. My throat and vocal cords. I already saw, I must say, my throat is I'm gonna finish this stream sounding like Grant Mitchell from EastEnders. Which for those that aren't in the UK, that reference will mean nothing. But for those that are in the UK, that know what EastEnders is, will know who I mean when I mention the Mitchells and how they sound. They've got a very much a grisly tone to their voice, like they smoked 40 cigarettes a day, that kind of thing. Red rear wing damage and no front wing. So what Flecky has done there, ladies and gentle cars, is he's lost a rear wing and thought, what I need to do is counterbalance losing my rear wing. Let's take off the front wing, fuck it. Let's balance it out. Nothing at the back, let's have nothing at the front. No wing, 3, 2, 1. Is Flecky apparently tonight. No front wing, 3, 2, 1. No rear wing, 3, 2, 1. That Mercedes-Benz was very much fucking broken, 3, 2, 1. All of the above. I could go on forever making puns about that man's gamer tag. But I'm going to stop there. Jokes in threes. That is the rule. From my side of things, jokes in threes. Make it once, reiterate it twice, finish it off with the third pun, and then we move on from the joke. So, anyway, blasting my good friend aside. If you are new here, don't know the format or that malarkey, we're going to have a quick lobby reset whilst the moderators and the team upon Senna's side of things gets the grid organised for the second race. Reverse grid for the second race of the evening, so all that good stuff. And then we'll be back underway once I get a game invite, all that malarkey, all that funky good stuff. Then we'll be back underway for the second race of the evening. Don't you worry, we're not going to be sat here, just me, myself, and I. There we go, game invite. From the Flying Dutchman, thank you, you beautiful man that lives across the pond from us all. In the Blue Fox team, thank you, good sir. There we go, back in and ready and waiting. Let's press Y, get into that spectator's seat. And as Curtly said, don't forget preset 2. We will notice. I will notice. We're not stupid. Don't be that guy. Don't be a dick. Let's put it bluntly. Don't be an arsehole. Preset 2, boys. For both races. So, jobs a good one. This is currently the break. As soon as the grid is ready, we are mate, perfect. Senna, thank you for letting me know, Chief. All that jazz and all that jazz. Lovely stuff. So whilst we're here, having a chill, all that, hope everyone had a good Halloween. For those that have children on the grid, hopefully the kids had a good Halloween, went out, and the weather was fair. Because the weather here was not great where I live for Halloween. My daughter, bless her, would have been extremely wet in her Halloween costume. I can't imagine much of her makeup remained on her face. But for all those that are parents in chat that have children, all that good stuff, hopefully Halloween was good for you all. They got the chance to go out, trick-or-treating, got some sweeties, some candy, all that stuff. All that good stuff. I am absolutely blessed to live in a flat, so my front door is never knocked upon during the Halloween's proceedings. Because I am antisocial as fuck. No sweeties in my flat. No knocking on my door. I can assure you that. As I've got a photo being sent to me in our moderator room from AJ on his night out. Looking very happy. Looking like he's enjoying himself. Love that. That man deserves it, is what he does. He grafts and grafts. And absolutely grafts. Does that man. So I'm happy he's having a good night. Is it a formation lap? I have no idea, Curly. Not a Scooby-Doo, good sir. Ask one of the team. Ask either Senna or James or Fresh Agent if he's in 50-50. There we go. Just toss a coin, Curtly. Heads, yes. Tails, no. Is how it's been run tonight. It's just fucking RNG. Is what it is. We absolutely love to see it. There we go. Always blame RNG. So a hedgehog knows the way. He knows the way. If you do not know the way, all that silly stuff. So there you go. There will be a formation lap for those that cannot see the chat but can hear my lovely northern accent. And I air quote the word lovely there because I am absolutely lying. I sound like a posh northern schoolboy and it's horrific. But anyway, there will be a formation lap for the second race of the evening, which I am happy for. I'm going to assume the lads forgot to put the formation lap on for the first race. But it happens. Last week I forgot some settings, put the safety car onto broadcast rather than immersive, I think it is. But to be fair, I thought the broadcast safety car thing is quite cool. To be honest with you, I afterwards I was sat thinking about it, and I like the way it kind of it gave the drivers a chance to obviously once this safety car came out, then if you want to box, you box. But then it gives lads just like a 30-second breather whilst the cars was going around. You know, I thought the broadcast safety car wasn't as bad as what I was worried about after I found out that I butchered the settings for the evening's race. Because I'm more northern than you. Well, how northern are you, Curly? How north are we talking, sir? Are we talking from where you was born from, or from where you been grown, like from where you was brought up? Is how northern are we talking, sir? Let me know. Come on, I'm nosy. Is what I am. Nosy 46. But I want to know all the details. Ooh. Okay. By all means, sir, you've got no. You don't have to disclose where you live. And then chat if you, oh, near Durham. You are very much more northern than me on that front. Is what you're up near Durham. Why I liking a packet of crisps? You know that kind of malarkey. So are you a Geordie, Curtly? Is that what we are working out tonight? Are you a Geordie? Is that what I am learning? No, I'm not ever going. How to insult anybody that live near Durham and that surrounding area. Not a joke. No, I was just asking. I was don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot. I'm just asking. So near Durham. Okay. So not quite like the whole shtick of you know Dear 34 in the Big Brother house. You're not quite that far north, kind of thing. Hey, to be fair, it's a phenomenal night out up in Durham. Great night out. Because they are wild. they are, they are crazy. That's what they are. It's a phenomenal night out. Anybody that goes up north, I would highly recommend a night out in Durham. It's not a bad little do. The clubs and pubs are very good up there. And, to be fair, everyone is over friendly. Which is what you want for a night out. Everyone up in Durham is just they're over like they talk a lot, they converse with everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or a child, or got three fucking legs. They are they are something else in Durham. Phenomenal night out. And as Turbo says, remember the preset 2. I will notice if your car is going barreling into turn 1, 30 miles an hour faster than the car you're overtaking. Don't be a dick. Alrighty? Don't be that guy. So, formation lap to be had for the lads in the second race as I pour myself another beverage. Because if you all think I do this sober, you are severely mistaken because I do not. I do not. I do not have the confidence to do this sober. Is why I don't. Which might sound a little bit daft for all that know me off stream and stuff like that, but this would be very hard for me to do without a little bit of Dutch courage to get me throughout the night. Because I am not great with speaking a lot. I know that. Isn't that funny? Isn't that madness? I'm sat here doing commentary on my own on a Wednesday, and I hate speaking. It's a painful irony, is what it is. It makes no sense. But we are here every Wednesday for the laughs, the giggles, but more importantly, the show that the chaps put on the circus. I need a stiff drink. Well, unfortunately, you are 7 hours behind us, so you can't. Well, I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it yet until you at least get home. You know what I mean? And that would be the wiser thing to do. Oh, as I am warm, is what I am. I've taken off my hoodie already, but I'm still wearing a long sleeve tee. And my body temperature is rising. Pegasus Hund, for the second week in a row, has joined the lobby and then left the lobby. He joined last week and then left straight away. Joined again tonight and then has left straight away. Someone give that man the memo that it's not an open lobby. It's a league race. Get to fuck. If you want to hop in, get in the Discord. Speaking of the Discord, hit the About Me page on the Twitch channel for Senna. Oh, the malarkey, for all the good stuff that you need to know to get him involved. His Discord link is on the About Me page. As far as I'm aware, his Facebook streaming link as well is on there. Also, he's currently live as well. In fact, is Senna on Facebook, I believe, tonight. I think he's live on Facebook and not on Twitch on his own personal account. Don't hold me to that. I could be completely fucking talking out my ass. But as far as I'm aware, Senna is currently streaming his POV, as is a few of the drivers, I believe. I think Snacks is streaming his POV. James Mason as well is currently live on his own channel, streaming his POV. Blue Fox also is streaming his side of things as well. And I think that is all the drivers that I'm aware of that are all streaming their POVs of the race. So if you want to have a break from my annoying little self and want to go hop in, go say hi to some of the drivers. Hopefully someone doesn't mind the little plug for the lads on circuit. I would like to think it is not, not a plug as far as, a plug would go, but it's a little shout out for the lads that are on circuit. Currently 2 streams as well, no chatting, but he's there with his POV also for you to have a nose at. So that is Blue Fox, currently got a POV up and running. James Mason, Snacks, and the boss man himself, Senna, also all have their POVs up and going. If you do not have a nosy, watch their side of things, get involved with their chat, all of that funky good stuff. Go show them some love whilst they're getting the good stuff on the way. As I get rid of my notification. And in fact, Wonkenny Gaming as well is live as well with his POV. As Hedgehog said that in my chat, I just saw my notification on my Twitch. So yes, Wonkenny Gaming as well, or Wonkenny Jim in the chat, but Wonkenny Gaming on the Twitch. Ilias also has his POV up and going also. So as I mentioned, if you want a little break from my little dumb self, go say hi to some other drivers. Go have a nosy, spread some love, give them a little blessing from me. All that funky stuff, because they're putting on a show tonight for us all. Up and down the grido is what they are doing. So go along, go say hi, give them a wave, wish them good luck, all that good stuff, things you love to see. I love to see it personally, and that's what it's all about for me, is the community and bringing that closer together. That's why I'm here on a Wednesday. It's not for me, it's purely to make this go as well as it can do, as fun as it can do, and getting you all involved in the process. So as we've got one light, as I've got the worst camera angle on the planet from F1 23. I am at the back of the grid, is what I am. I can't see diddly shit, is what I can't. There we go. I'll get on board still for the time being. Fucking hell, F1 and EA. What kind of camera angles are? I'm 10 rows back. But anyway, into turn 1 goes Sterling. As I mentioned, a reverse grid for the second race, so this gets a little bit fruity. It gets a little bit spicy, oh yes it does. Because the top 10 gets yeeted, it gets flipped. So a couple of cars out of position, a couple of drivers maybe getting nosebleeds, being as far as they are up the grid. Bonjour, monsieur, goes the Ferrari and Fresh Agent though down the inside. As Sterling goes in a little bit too deep into turn 4. Very nice there from Fresh Agent, very opportunistic from Mr. Fresh Agent in the Scarlet Red Ferrari. Blue Fox P4, James Mason P5. Great drive from James Mason, let's not forget that. P16 or P17 to P6, I think it was. Phenomenal drive from the young man. Love to see it. Currently P5 R. Simpson, P6 on the back of the young man, I should mention, almost pushing the Alpine through the chicane of pain. Let's get up some tyres real quick because I'm nosy. I'm a curious cat. Yes, I am. Mediums and hard tyres are going to be very much what I think the entire grid are going to play with for the 32 laps of this Grand Prix. The soft tyres around here, a little bit shit to be fair. They burn up straight away. Oh, hello, around the outside. Go on, you little minx. Down into turn one goes James Mason. I get far too excited, honestly. It's like I'm watching an actual Grand Prix on Sky Sports. I can't help it. I love racing. It's in my blood, my DNA. It's what it is. James Mason getting that move made around the outside into turn one. Space being shown by both parties involved. Always love to see space being shown by both parties involved. Still in now P3 still. Chasing down the Ferrari in the P2. One Kenny Jim get a nice little start, I must say. A nice little healthy gap to the car behind. 6/10 adrift. Love that from user. As we mentioned earlier in the chat, he's live somewhere on Twitch. His POV will be there for you all to have a dabble in if you want to, if you fancy it. Mr. Stealth P7 in the Aston Martin, looking to make up for that race win that has got away from him in the first race. Let's be honest, he had that in the bag, I think, for the majority, but the penalty has kicked him in the ass and he's lost that race win due to track limit infringements. But it's a funky old little circuit, similar. Track limits are brutal around here. It does not give you an inch if you try to take a yard. That's a certainty, so no doubt throughout the 32 laps. Oh, easy boy, as he rears lock up. Very good car control though from Mr. Stealth. Love that from you, sir, as Mr. Simpson. R. Simpson 96 on the back of Blue Fox in the Mercedes-Benz. Dirty, yeah, get a little bit washy though on the front end of that McLaren. The hard tyres not quite yet in the temperature that they want to be, but they'll get there nonetheless. Down the field, I'm going to scoot though. Look, as we've got, as I mentioned earlier, cars out of position with the reverse grid. So some of the quicker guys, air quote quicker guys, that is no disrespect to any of the cars of the drivers on the grid, but we all know who the fast guys are in the league. You know, there's no secrets behind who the guys are up in P1, 2, 3 and 4, that kind of stuff, you know, it's no secret. So when we flip the grid around, reverse grid, the quicker guys get usually put down the field. So now we've got Snacks P10, who now has to graft his way through the pack, get through the field on the hard tyres, deploy some racecraft, deploy a little bit of patience whilst he's on the grid, and sieve his way through some of the cars. Get Maestro getting past the SL Senna though, with the DRS enabled into turn one. Here goes that Red Bull looking a little bit sluggish upon the top speed into turn one. The toll on this game is unbelievable. It really is. It's ungodly how much overspeed you can get. Oh, get Maestro now, get a little bit too deep. Dabbling a wheel into the gravel. Let's get the hood off a wheel quick. Let's enjoy the cars for what they are, which are racing machines. Is what they are. Let's be honest, these F1 cars are fucking unbelievable. They have looked great all year, whether it's been the Red Bull in P1, whether it's been the Haas further down the field. The cars are something else. They really are. More so this year, the cornering speed of these F1 cars. Oh, easy, Tiger, easy, big fella. That's an advantageous line through the chicane of pain. Very much the pain through the chicane there for Stealth, taking the adventurous line over the grass. That is going to be a track limit warning for him. So going to lose that a little bit of time to centre behind. No, he is not. As we've got Flecky going into the pit lane, I think. Was that Flecky going into the pit lane? No, Kurt Maestro going into the pit lane. I think you don't love to see is a pit lane, something. A nose change, maybe. I'm going to assume it is a nose change for Kurt Maestro. A little bit of end plate damage perhaps amidst of battling the cars further up the grid. Speaking of further up the grid, we've got a nice little battle going on here. Look at this deficit here from P1 down to P10. A second adrift is what they are. Sterling P1, Fresh Agent P2, gonna be reeling the car in. So just reel him in. Just reel him in is all you've got to do. Lap 5 at 32. Our Simpson getting that movement. What a move that is! From the McLaren driven R. Simpson. What a phenomenal overtake. Caught the back end of that move. That is not somewhere where I am making an overtake because I've not got the balls. But this kid's got the balls. He's got the cojones. He's not done yet though. He's taking one car. He wants another. Down the inside of the Ferrari. Fresh Agent. Round the outside now goes the Fresh Agent in the Ferrari. Almost onto the gravel. There he is in all his glory. It's going to be very much a drag race now. Look at this. The deficit of the cars right now is phenomenal. Oh no, one kiddie Jim DNF. What's happened there? Not too sure what's happened there. If that's just a racing incident or he's lost it on his own power. Maybe a little bit of contact, not too sure. Apparently as well for Senna, a little bit of contact with Snacks. Doughboy getting a penalty also. Let's have a nose, let's have a gander to see what has happened. 5 seconds for Senna for contact with Snacks in Pista, and Doughboy a few seconds, and Void with a 3-second time penalty also. Make sure you get it clipped. One kidney Jimaruni if it has been a poor move being made. All of that malarkey. Safety car now comes out as that race was getting all kind of spicy. I was very much hitting top gear then until the safety car has come out and very much quashed that momentum. But nevertheless, I digress. The cars are looking very neat and tidy the minute as far as positions go. Speaking of position, let's pick it up real quick. Oh, there we go. Sterling up 1. James Mason up 3 again. Very good, strong drive from you, sir. Sir, is what I was trying to say. Let's all ignore the fact that I just quoted Cristiano fucking Ronaldo. Goodness gracious me. Fresh Agent P3 into the pit lane. He goes to get those mediums off. Most likely onto the set of hard compound tyres. I would imagine a lot of the medium runners are probably going to ponder getting the mediums off, getting onto the hard tyres, and trying to go as long as possible, hoping for maybe a second safety car later on in the race, and then you never know, then you can maybe throw on some soft tyres. Why not? If there's a late safety car. Talk me through it though. One kidney Jim, was it a racing incident? Was it an incident on circuit, or was it a doozy by your own power? I know I mentioned earlier that I didn't want nobody moaning in chat, and I stand by that statement, but having a bitch and a moan and just letting me know what has happened is two very different things. It's all about how you word it, how you speak about it when you let me know whilst I'm here on commentary duties. So if you want to talk about it, let me know, Chief. Let me know what happened, whether it was a bad move from somebody. Mention no names, of course. One thing we do not do here whilst I am on commentary duties is call out the drivers in the chat. That's a no-no. I will time you out faster than you can blink if you start tagging names, throwing out names, and all that good stuff. Push 3 wide on the straight. I had to back out, and someone came inside and took a bump. Oh, that's the one thing about Imola, you know, which I've mentioned so many times tonight already. The overspeed into turn 1 is ungodly. It really is. And turn 1 is always closing. It's always going to shut. The run down into turn 1 is wide enough because you got the pit wall to your right hand side, the pit exit on your right hand side, which opens up the circuit a little bit wider, but then it narrows back down into turn 1, into turn 1, 2, 3, 4. It then narrows back down. So the space is always going to be just slowly creeping in to where there's not really much room for 2 cars. Most times you're not. You got to have a lot of trust in the guy to your right or left into turn 1. That's for certain. You know, but because the overspeed is so strong, the DRS is so potent around this circuit, you can very much just be caught up, as you mentioned, that 3 wide into turn one, which at that point, unfortunately, you know, racers be racers, and it's a case of which one of us backs out first. And 95% of the times, no one backs out. No one backs out. I've been there myself. On this circuit, actually. I was mentioning earlier on the stream with Blue Fox. I've got very good fond memories of this circuit whilst I was league racing. When once upon a time, whilst I was really quick and had a decent little bit of pace, I very much unfortunately murdered AJ on this circuit. And he has never let me live it down since. Into turn one, I was the faster car. And because AJ can drive a very wide car, he held me up for at least 4 laps. And I ran out of patience, is what I did. So I licked the stamp and I sent it into turn one. And unfortunately sent that man's car into the gravel and spun him round backwards. Which followed a good month of me apologising and grovelling to one of my best friends. He could cover the whole track with a Mini. That is the best thing I have ever heard in regards to a car defending like a lion. I'm going to use that one, Kinney Jim. Is what I'm going to do. In fact, where's my notepad? I'm writing that down. Could cover the whole track with a Mini. That is phenomenal. Is what that is, and I'm not kidding. That's being written down in my notepad. What a line from you, sir. Absolutely love that. Could cover the track with a Mini. What a phenomenal line that is. Get me my pen. Get me my notepad. Yes, I've got a notepad. We run a serious business over at Blue Fox's place. But let me write that down. Can cover the circuit with a Mini. In brackets, one Kinney Jim quote. Because I'm going to take no credit for that whatsoever. But that's phenomenal. Great line. Quote of the day. Is what that is. Quote of the day. We will absolutely steal some of the Dr. Disrespect content from his side of the streaming world. And I will absolutely pinch it for the night's proceedings. For the quote of the day. And that is it. That is phenomenal. Could cover the whole track with a Mini. Absolutely. 100%, sir. Love that from you. That has been written down for future reference. Love that. So, safety car should be in this lap. I think the grid is all caught up. There we go. God, honestly, it's like I'm an F1 fan. It really is. I just know these things. City car may be in this lap, and then in he came. Jobs are good. It's like I'm an F1 fan. It's like this isn't my first time. Mate, no worries, buddy. All good. One kidney. Pass on my regards to the little family, matey. I'm a parent myself, so absolutely feel that, sir. When the child says, I want to watch something, you absolutely yield your position as the alpha male, and that child gets to watch TV, is what they do. So pass on my love and regard to yourself and the family, the family lamb and the little ones. She said, hi, good evening, you little princess. Hope that smile is on your face and your Halloween was fun. Plenty of sweeties, hopefully. Plenty of candy for your little tummy. Love that, sir. That has brought a smile to my face. Oh, I love that. But back to racing now, before my parent gene kicks in, and when I get all teary-eyed. into Sector 1 we go. James Mason P2 still in with his safety car restart, getting up and on the way. A lovely restart as well from still there. I must say, took it early into the second to last corner. Caught James Mason napping a little bit, but it's pulled the gap back a little bit as well, regardless. Simpson in the McLaren looking healthy, as I was saying. On the inside, maybe not quite yet. The chicane pain is not an overtaking spot, I can assure you that. You ain't get the car through there too wide. It's always closed. Kurt Mistro, no! Dropping down some position, get a little bit out of shape. Kingy now in the house. being hounded though by the soft eye compound of Ketmisha. Oh, DNF from Reading! Down the inside goes Ketmisha as well! Oh! Is that a legal overtake? Was that legal? Oh, Kingy! Kingy! Get the car straightened, my brother! Get it straightened. Get off the throttle. Let the car settle. Let the car settle down. Then catch it. Get your foot off the beads. But I'd be curious there to whether Kurt Misha got that move made before or after the safety car came out. As you all know, if you all know the racing rules and regulations, all the nerdy bullshit. Once a yellow flag is waved in a sector, once a safety car obviously comes out or a VSC, there is no overtaking under yellow flag conditions. So I'm very, obviously Kurt Misha has maintained P12, got into pit lane, got on some new rubber, so it's not going to matter. But I would have been very curious to see how close that was between that safety car coming out and Kurt Misha getting down the inside, because that was so close. That was extremely close. Between the flag coming out, it didn't say illegal overtake. Mate, perfect. All good. Mate, no, but was I calling you out for it? Absolutely not. I trust you and your judgment, matey, as much as the rest of the field. But it was very tight. It looked very tight. I think that it was a case of like the diff and the front tyres were just in front as that yellow flag got pulled out, kind of thing. No, mate, but great move nonetheless down the inside. Love that from you, sir. Get that recovery drive up and ready on those hard tyres. So a lot of the guys are now going to be pitting for a fresh set of boots. I would imagine the hard tyres are going to be feeling healthy though for a lot of the guys, but a lot of the chaps that started on the hard tyres now have the fruity option of a lovely set of medium tyres for the remainder of the race. Lap 12 of 32. Going to be safety car restart about, lap 14. I would say, as we've got some cars waiting to catch up to the back of the field. So maybe lap 14, I would say. So the medium tyres will go the distance from there. They might be a little bit worse for wear at the dire stages of the Grand Prix, but they'll get there. You know, the safety car life will help the tyre degradation. Oh, that funky. So had to recover from the chicane. It looked like you got a little bit out of shape through there, but that chicane is a menace. Is what it is. You take too much. You take too much of that inside apex, or the apex slash curb slash fucking mountain, whatever you want to call it. You know, Mount Bloody Everest of the inside there, and it just guess you can't live it out. Got pushed a little sadly. Ooh, a little bit of a bump and run into the gearbox through the chicane. Lap 12. The safety car comes in. What do I know? I'm talking bollocks. Is what I am. As the safety car peels away. That is a very short safety car from the game. Love that though. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. I was about to have a cheeky little smoke-a-rooney break, but apparently not. Apparently not indeed. As Mason now looking to maintain P1. Safety car restart. Wants to go as late as he dares. I think. In fact, let's get on board stealth here. Let's get on board the car in P2. The car that's hunting down for the lead now after the safety car restart. Now that is very smart there from James Mason. I think, to be honest with you, go as late as you can. Nullify that toe behind you. Because the toe here is mega. It's so strong. So you, realistically, if the car's behind you in P2 and he's very much waiting in the wakes to pounce after you pull the trigger on the safety car restart, go as late as you can. leave them as little chance as they can to get into that toe, to dump some battery, to get the move made into turn 1. Great restart from you there, sir. Lovely stuff from James Mason. But on these medium tyres though are looking racy. After these safety car restart, these hard tyres are going to they'll fall off a little bit under the safety car. Not as far as grip goes, not as far as tyre dead goes, but it's tyre temperature. The surface and the carcass of the hard tyres on a safety car proceedings, they drop so quickly, so fast. They just lose temperature in an instant. It's brutal how hard they can be to get back up to temperature, which is what you're gonna see now a little bit. Is that tire temp after the first restart? They need to just warm up a little bit, just get a little bit more toasty before you can really push on the tire. But side by side turn 1 question mark around the outside goal stop. Great move from you, good sir. Love that. Around the outside with a lot of space given, respect shown. Lovely stuff from the Aston Martin in P1, but now James Mason going to be very much under pressure from Fresh Agent in P3 on a fresher set of hard tyres. 7 lap old plays 13 lap old hard tyres. That is going to be a difference. Massive difference. More so on a circuit like Imola, where the tyres are taking a paggering. It's a quick circuit. That can't be. Don't be a bit of a safety car. Surely not. Surely not. It's not enough safety car. Come on, game. It must be. There's yellow flags everywhere. Is it a VAC? Is it a safety car? I don't know. My game's not told me. There we go. Safety car again. Goodness gracious. 3rd safety car is what it is within the last, 5.5 laps? I think it's been. Well, what I am doing is taking this time to have a cigarette break. Since the last time I didn't get a chance to, I'm going to take one now. It's, the dummy! From Mr. Stealth there, I see you! Throwing the dummy out for Mr. James Mason there. A little bit of mind games coming into a little bit of the racing in the DSL. Is that how serious we're getting, chaps? Some mind games? Okie dokie. Rollo. I quite like that. I quite enjoy that. I do. Let's not make it about how fast we are on circuit. Let's see who's got the bigger racing IQ. Let's see who's thinking whilst they're driving. Okie dokie. I like it. I like it, Picasso. You know what I'm saying? Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I see you. No safety car again. Lap 15. What I'm going to go do is quickly dart to my bathroom, go and get some tissue, because my nostrils are getting a little bit stuffy, and I'm going to end up sounding like Mr. Bean. It is going to be ridiculous. So give me 2 seconds, chat, and I'll be back in a moment. Ooh, there we go. Apologies for that. My nostrils just all of a sudden just got really just clogged up, and that is going to make it very hard for me to talk, is what it's going to be. But now we're fixed. All good, refreshed, and got 2 holes that are all nice and clear. The holes being my nostrils. Get your head out of the gutter. The safety car limit, is it not? What's this 3rd one within 32 laps? Ooh, do you know? I'm not too sure, Agent. I'm not too sure. I'm about to keep biting my tongue to not call you your name because we game a lot together. So it's like no, Agent. No, I'm not too sure, mate. at Mace Road, DNF. When did that happen? What the chuff did I miss? Did that happen prior to this? Was that why there was a safety car? Have I missed something during the safety car? Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, my eyes are not working as good as what I would hope, apparently. Just like one Kenny Jimmy, talk me through it. If you want to, race an incident, a little bit of a boisterous move from a driver. You know, all that went malarkey, let me know. As nicely as you can do, so we can converse about it upon the safety car going to be finishing in the next lap or so. Or maybe this lap, actually. We should be maybe. Yep, there we go. As I mentioned earlier, I don't mind having a conversation about the incidents on circuit in chat. It's how you word it. It's how you are speaking about said incident. All that good stuff. So, the Aston Martin boys. Currently it's at P1, P2. Still on a set of 4-lap-old hard tyres. Instead of opting to maintain track position on the mediums. After we saw him throw a little bit of a dummy for James Mason behind, which I think James Mason was boxing regardless of the dummy. But that's a good safety car restart from Stealth. Still in though, very much going to be on the back. Is there going to be team orders? But Aston Martin, is it going to be a case of Fernando is faster than you on the outside? Go on, Sterling! You absolute minx! What a move that is to be made! Around the outside of 1 into turn 2. Oh, boys, 4 wide does not fit, I can promise you that! Stealth by down the inside of 1 car. Stealth now losing up massively. Send him on the outside. Ferrari as well. Down the inside goes Stealth. Get off board. Fuck that shit. Let's get off. Let's get on to the wide shots. Oh, lads, get out of each other. Oh, no. A little bit of contact as well between Stealth and another car. Whether that was a Mercedes, was it a Mercedes-Benz or was it was a VSC now. We are going through every racing discipline in the rule book to get this race slowed up is what we are doing apparently. There's been safety cars, there's been VSCs, there was 4 into 1, 3 into 2, 2 into 1. Goodness gracious me, I think it was a Ferrari, Kenny Jim, you're absolutely right. It looked very red, is what it did. That might be an Alfa Romeo from the side, it might be a Ferrari from the front. Who knows? But either way, it fucking died, is what it did. It got contact, it got yeeted off the circuit into the shadow realm. Went those 2 cars. As Mr. Stealth was very much put under pressure from his teammate Sterling. With balls of absolute steel into turn 1 around the outside. I love that from you, sir. Love, and love that. We've got Flecky now, P2 on the back though, on the set and medium compound tyre. Going to be a little bit more racy for the first few laps of the VSC and the safety car restart from a lap and a half prior. But the hard tyres will get up to temperature pretty quickly and he'll be happy and content to get that move made. Speaking of getting that movement on the inside goes, oh, Flecky, that's a boisterous move, young man. On the medium tyres. Come on now, brother. Let's have some patience. Dig in, tuck in, and wait for the DRS into turn 1. That's always a door that is going to shut. That is a certainty. Is that door? Oh, with another safety car. Goodness gracious. Fucking H Christ. Oh. We've got a Kingy in the Haas, DNF. We've got a fresh agent in the Ferrari, a DNF. As well. Not too sure what's going on there between 2 of the guys. Why are you pitching? Have you got some end plate damage? We will fuck around and find out, is what we will do. No. Just box him. Bugger it. And new tyres. Why not? Lap 19 of 32 of this Imola. Round 3 of the DSL. So, I'm pretty sure we've got one more safety car in us before we breach the limits of the safety cars on this guy. As I just fat finger my Xbox controller and put up my dashboard like an absolute mong. Apologies for the pause menu there briefly. But as far as I'm aware, this is the fourth, and I can't recall if it's 4 or 5 that is the limit of safety cars. But we shall see. We shall see how it goes. As a lot of the guys behind pitting for a new set of boots. Going to be on the medium tyres up and down the field, apart from Sterling. That is going to be very much not so much as sitting duck, but it's going to be very hard for Sterling on these hard tyres to keep the guys behind on the mediums. Senna on the mediums, Snacks as well, and R. Simpson, James Mason, Bluefoot, excuse me, I do apologise. All on the medium tyres. We will be on the arc, don't you? We're hunting dinosaurs and all that good stuff. It's what we will be doing once we find our way back to the base after being murdered by an outlandishly large fish earlier in the afternoon. Goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious me. Oh, easy, Sterling. Sterling's racing one Aston Martin into turn 1 of his teammate. Now wants to race the safety car of Aston Martin into turn 1 as well. He's just feeling racy. He wants it, is what he does. He wants the races. Big feet. Feet. Oh dear. So lap 20 of 32 of the Emilia Grand Prix, round 3 of the DSL. In season 3. Season 3? Season 3. Where's season 3? I can't recall, to be honest with you. I think it's season 3. I'm not too sure. Man is now doubting himself to whether I was right or wrong to what season we're on. I think it's season 3, but anyway, I digress. Safety car lap 20 at 32. Sterling P1, Senna P2, Snacks P3. Yes, season 3. Thank you. Thank you very much. So only 11 guys currently surviving the second race. I'm pretty sure Baku had less safety cars than this Grand Prix, which is a surprise within itself. Is what it is. But it doesn't matter. Some circuits are a little bit more troublesome than others. It's tight and narrow around here. It's a funky little one to race wheel to wheel, because the gaps are always closing. It's always a little bit finicky throughout most of the sectors. Sterling, though, again, chooses to go very early. Left Senna in the wings, left him to the sharks behind. No pun intended. Snacks now getting the absolute run of dreams. Red Bull on Red Bull action into turn 1. Brother versus sister team. Down the inside goes Snacks. Round the outside goes Senna. Racing room being shown. R. Simpson now getting into the free. I'm fat figure me fucking control pad. I went onto the Alpine of James Mason, not the McLaren of R. Simpson. Both the Red Bull team there being very good through turn 1 and turn 2. There was not much gap between that front wing and that rear diffuser of the Red Bull. Great racing nonetheless is what it was. Now these two cars are having a little bit of a squabble for P3 and P4, which will absolutely help Sterling get further up the road. Snackso looks in a rush, looks in a hurry, wants to get on with his little self tonight, get the brother team out the way, get the Red Bull overtaken to get up the road, try to get that move made on Sterling to then try and maintain that gap with what I'm going to assume is 3 seconds. Yes, 3 seconds, yes it is. And see if we can get this race win for himself. Second race of the evening though. Sterling defending absolutely valiantly though. Trying to make the most of the toe to not be an issue. Parking that car on the inside of the, oh, lovely defending there from Sterling. Park that Aston Martin in the middle of the road. You ain't going around the outside. You ain't getting down the inside, brother. My Aston Martin is as wide as a fucking truck. And you have to make something good and make it stick to get past me right now. Lovely driving there. From you, sir, in P1, Snacks P3 though, on the back of the Red Bull. R. Simpson going to be almost pushing the AlphaTauri into Sector 2 though. Going to be keeping an eye on this real quick. See how this unfolds. Don't worry, I've not forgot about the rest of the grid. I am watching those deltas. I am maintaining that gap in my left eyeball. Stealth on the back of Blue Fox. Blue Fox on the back of James Mason into the chicane of pain. There you go, the worst chicane on a few circuits. That chicane and the one at Spain, that is now gone. Two of the worst chicanes on the planet, and the one at Miami. Let's not forget that chicane. That chicane just fucking sucks. It's horrific, is what it is. But now the toe here for R. Simpson is going to be mega, with a lot of battery to play with. Snacks going to have a big old toe from the car in front as well. Senna going to be getting the toe also on the back of Sterling into turn one. These two titans go. These two very close friends go into turn one. Both very good drivers, both very clean, consistent and fair with their racecraft. Let's not forget about that important part at the end of that statement, is that they are quick and they are clean and they are fair, hard racers. There is always going to be space and room given with these two guys on circuit, and if there's not space to be given, there is going to be an apology coming your way straight away. That's a guarantee, is what it is. So can Sterling maintain P1 on the set of hard tyres, whilst the rest of the field are all on a set of mediums, barring Stealth. I think that, no, if I tell a lie. Stealth has boxed upon the safety car on the last few laps, got these soft tyres off, went on to the mediums, going to stint it out until the end of the race. That's a smarter choice, I think, from him, is getting the soft tyres off. They are going to burn away and melt away. But now it's done a little bit of a sitting duck though to Senna. The DRS here is so Snacks though. Where's he come from? Over speed out of his absolute mind. On the outside he goes. The inside of two. Compromises himself there for three though. On the outside then goes Senna. Great move there from you, boss man. Love that. Oh, hello. McLaren out of nowhere down the inside. Still now dropping down 3 positions. The DRS is so strong here. It's absurd how much of a toe you can get from the cars behind. Just left to be a sitting duck if you've not got the DRS to play with. Down the inside goes Stealth though. Absolutely sending it on the Alpine of James Mason, not on the back of his teammate Sterling 06. Is it going to be team orders, or is it just going to be an overtake on circuit down the inside into the chicane of pain? Getting that move made long before the apex. Lovely stuff from you then. So, oh, James Mason getting a penalty in the dying stages of this Grand Prix. Not what you want to see at the end of the race. That's going to very much hurt him in the latter stages of the second race of the evening, as my lungs are trying to collapse. Goodness gracious me. Who, Optimus Gaseous. At the minute though, now James Mason gonna be hounding the gearbox of another inside. He goes into turn one. That DRS again is just gonna be punishing some of these drivers tonight. It's gonna be brutal for those that are caught lacking. Oh, hello, McLaren off circuit now. Oh, Senna! Oh no! 3-second time penalty for the boss man. Exceeding track limits. That is very not much Red Bull-esque of you, good sir. Getting a penalty for the track limits. Now that very much opens up the window now for Mr. Stealth in P3 to get back up into P1. At this moment in time, just digging dig in, tuck in behind, and job's a good un. Doesn't have to do nothing fancy, nothing flamboyant. The penalties will do it themselves. But, as we all know, as we're all racers, here in the chat and the channel, you want to get the move made on circuit, is what you want. As we see now, DRS here, mega, the toe, unbelievable. If you got battery to play with, that move is going to get made so much sooner than the apex. Through turn 1 he goes, into turn 2, lovely stuff there from Mr. Also dumping a little bit of battery there on the mid corner. That's brave to be dumping the battery. Very brave indeed. Upon mid corner to the exit, getting a little bit of the ERS to play with. As well as these penalties now are rocking up and down the field. A lot of chaps holding 3 seconds worth of penalties. Snacks 3 seconds, Senna 3 seconds. James Mason Flecky also with 3 seconds. Blue Fox also with a 3-second time penalty to carry over at the end of the race. Del Boy 9 seconds. Purple J 14 seconds worth. Almost a sector's worth of penalties in the second Red Bull. But Sat P11 going to be hoping to chase down Turbo, maybe get the last points of the evening. You never quite know what can happen in the dying stages of a Grand Prix. That's for certain. Senna now on the back of Stealth though. Not going to be giving up lightly is the boss man. Oh, maybe. Oh, he was looking. He was having a sniff with Senna. Things you love to see. Is a driver having a nosy into turn. Well, thinking of having a nosy. I think that was Flecky and James Mason there getting very close on circuit. A couple of attempts separating these two titans on the grid. Both carrying 3-second time penalties. So this is a battle for position for P5 and P6. Sterling still 1.5 behind though. So if he can maintain a healthy gap here, Sterling, to the guys in front, maybe he can still walk away with a good haulage of points. Regardless, so we'll keep an eye on that. See how he goes. As Blue Fox though is looking to change that. As he's hounding the back of the Aston Martin into the chicane. Through the first part of it very nicely indeed. Getting the car settled down for the exit of the second part of the chicane. Or as Fernando Alonso calls it, chicane. With the emphasis on the ain at the end of the word chicane. But enough about Fernando Alonso. Let's get back to the on-track action. Yes, and more. Yes, DRS going to be enabled for Blue Fox. Will he be close enough to get the move made into turn 1? Not quite close enough yet. The wise old Fox is about to lick that stamp and send it. That would be a dumb thing to do. But we've got asked. Oh, Snacksy boy! Tut. 6 seconds worth now for Snacks. Sat in P1. That is very much going to open the door for Senna in P3. Currently, 3.5 seconds adrift of Mr. Stealth in P2. So about 4 seconds adrift, 4.5 seconds adrift of Snacks in P1. But Snacks has 6 seconds, Senna has 3 seconds. So if Senna can kind of claw back that gap a little bit into that 3-second window, a P2 is very much on the cards for Mr. Senna in P3. But R. Simpson well within DRS range here and has got some battery to play with. As we have seen all night, the toe is ginormous. The overspeed, mega. I'm not going to lie, my little heart bleeds there, seeing that Red Bull being overtaken so easily into turn 1. But the toe here, as we mentioned, up team times already, it's big. Oh, she big. Oh, she chunky. That toe is going to pull you along into turn 1. So that's very much keeping Simpson now possibly in a spot for a P2. currently 5 seconds away from the leader in P1, who is carrying 6 seconds worth. 5 seconds away from Snacks is the McLaren. So if possible, P2 here to grab for the McLaren drove. Simpson 96, if he can keep it within the white lines, not balls it up and get a 3-second time penalty of his own. James Mason now carrying a 3-second track limit in free. I've just bit my fucking tongue. Ouchies, that hurts. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, my lord. Many ouchies, many pains. Goodness me. Oh, ow. Anyway, back to the racing. Fuck sticks. Into turn 1 goes Senna. Not quite close enough yet. Falling back a little bit. Ooh, that hurts. Flecky in P5. Gonna be hunting down Senna also. 3-second time penalty for both drivers. James Mason 6 seconds worth. So very much not a fight for position for him at the moment. But Flecky and Senna will both be fighting for position. Oh, me, that hurts. Anyway, P5 and P4 is the battle we are currently watching at the moment. I will keep an eye on the deltas with our Simpson, Mr. Stealth and Snacks. The race win at the moment for Snacks, very much gone. 6-second time penalty to serve the end of the race. He will be kicking himself. He's been quick all night. But there's no point in being quick if you can't keep it within the white lines, is there? No, there's not. Not at all. It's all good being rapid. But if you've got the discipline of a blind man with no arms, what's the fucking point in showing up? There's no point at all. 6 seconds, that's the worst analogy I've ever used. But anyway, 6 seconds on the road is Snacks. Stealth P2, 8/10 adrift. Simmons, Simpson. Simmons? Where have I got Simmons from? Man's got wrestling on my brain. I've got Ron Simmons in my head. I've got Farouk in my brain. For all of the wrestling fans that are watching will know who he is. The legend that he is throughout the wrestling scene in the early 90s and the early 2000s. But anyway, enough about wrestling, enough about that kind of grappling. Let's get back to the grappling on circuit, shall we? Yes, we shall. Flecky P5, 3 seconds penalty. Senna 3 seconds. Yes, Mason 6 seconds worth. Blue Fox with a 3-second time penalty as well. How far is he behind James Mason? Far enough behind for it to not be an issue for the young man, I think. Flecky's going to be looking to get on the back of Senna here. Simpson, though, losing out a lot here to Senna behind. Unfortunately, not going to matter a great deal unless he picks up a time penalty of his own in P3. Flecky losing out to James Mason. Is that Flecky making a mistake? I think it is. Oh, no. But it's so close enough to the young man in the Alpine for the 3-second deficit of both their penalties. Before we get complicated with maths and numbers, if he can regain the gap, which he has. Oh, Stealthy Boy, 3 seconds as well, and onto the gravel he goes. Let me guess, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. He's gone for a move, and it's not gone right. Which, if that is the case, joke's on you, Mr. Stealth, because Snacks had 6 seconds worth of penalties. You've got no reason at all to be making a risky move. Just tuck in behind him. And that is the difference between a lot of drivers. It's all good being quick. It's all good having lightning pace over one lap. But if your racecraft is shit, if your racecraft is poor, then it doesn't matter how fast you are. It does not matter how quick you are. When you've got the patience that doesn't exist and the racecraft of a toddler, there's no point. No point at all. Granted, the race win is going to be his to take because of the deficit of 3 seconds and 6 seconds worth of the race leaders. But that could have been so much worse. So much worse for himself there. Going for a move that he doesn't need to make. Simple as that. If that move comes off badly and he goes into the gravel, into the barricade, gets some damage, loses out 3 seconds or more, They Dunskies. P1's out the window. Nonetheless, P1 for Mr. Stealth. Snacksy Boy P2 holds on by the skin of his teeth. Is what he does. R. Simpson, great drive there from you, sir. In that McLaren. Second race of the evening, up 3 positions. Stealth and Snacks as well, and Flecky. Let's not forget here, reverse grid for the second race of the evening, and Flecky making up 9 positions. Schnell. R. Simpson up 3, Senna up 3 as well, but Snacks and Mr. Stealth up the front of the grid. One car up 7, the second guy up 8 positions. So a very good drive from both of them in regards to positions gained throughout the second race of the evening. GG's to everyone involved for both races there. It was good up and down the field. Flecky driver of the day for the second race. You know what? Yeah. Don't mind that. I'll agree with that. Is what I'll do. I'll agree with that. Flecky driver of the day for the second race. Absolutely, why not? Why not, indeed? Aston Martin on the podium. Not going to see that for the next 2 years because their car in real life is absolute dogger. But the McLaren on the podium, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff there from the McLaren drove. Car of R. Simpson, 96, kept his nose clean, kept out of bother throughout the second race of the evening, and got the job done. But all drivers up and down the field throughout that entire race, during the first race and the second race, very good stuff from you all. Now listen, chaps, it's a narrow circuit, it's tight and windy, there's not much racing room. So let's take that into consideration for after the race. Now, if some moves got made, if some contact got made here and there between some of you on the grid, let's take just the consideration in the nature of the circuit, the racing room that isn't there for cars to have, alright? Before we all get our little knickers in a twist, if you are disgruntled about any move or contact that was made after the race. As I said in Discord, go through the system, get it clipped, get it sent into the stewards. They will do their job as they do it well every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, the stewards that you all have in place are very good at what they do and very good at their job. They're fair and honest, which is the right way to go about it. So, when the incidents, get it clipped, get it sent in, hop in the Discord, give it a quick GG, jobs are good. Don't need dramas, eh? Don't need dramas. Great stuff up and down the field from all drivers involved. Love that. Great racing. Great racing indeed. So that very much finishes up the evening from my side of things. Is what it does. As I'm pretty sure I've taken a chunk out of my tongue, because I bit my tongue at like lap 28, and I'm not gonna lie, if I wasn't on stream, there'd have been many swear words, but I'm on stream so I couldn't, but it really hurt, I'm not gonna lie, my tongue is sore after I bit my tongue. Goodness gracious me, that's stinging like a biatch is what it is doing. But racing done, all the good stuff, business attended to as always, from the driver's side of things. Commentary stint done from my side of things also. I'm not going to keep it too long for the outro, so much love to all that came in, said hi, came in, all that good stuff. Appreciate you all coming in, stopping by, hanging out for the downtimes during the races, coming in, all that funky stuff. Don't forget, if you're new here, press the About Me page on the Twitch channel that we are currently sat live streaming on to get all the details for the Discord, Senna's live streams, his personal live stream, all the good juicy stuff. You'll get in the Discord, meet the lads, meet the drivers, be involved with the racing if you want to as well. I have been your host and your commentator for the evening, Hanson. Bit my fucking tongue, 46. That really hurts, and I will see you all once I can remember how to stop my stream. There we go. I will see you all next week, next Wednesday, for round 4 of the DSL Racing League. Much love. Have a great week. Have a great weekend when it rolls around. Hopefully the weather kind of holds out a little bit and it's not too bad for you all. Much love. Catch you all in a week's time. Goodbye for now.